Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Attack on Titan, you guys. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen next. I am both excited and scared. If you're joining me early today, you already know what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So, alright guys, last time on Attack on Titan, pretty big episode. We spent a little bit more time in the present day in this one. And I gotta say, they have so cleverly done this whole thing with the random connections that popped up concerning Sasha last episode that Gabby still has no idea are you know, the person that she, you know, connections to the person that she killed. And I wonder if they are ever going to, and you know, a few people have mentioned this and it's so true. I really am seeing that, like, a lot of it is her own self-hatred and her own need to prove herself as, like, a quote-unquote good Eldian. And it's just such a, to me, it seems like such a direct result of, like, all the brainwashing and everything, the indoctrination that takes place in the Marley Nation. And I think it also, Gabby just happens to just personally, individually just, like, take it to the next level. Whereas we see someone like Falco who, you know, has grown up with the same influences, yet is clearly, I think he sees he sees a little bit more of what's going on, you know, past just what they've been taught. And he's straight up, like last episode, he was straight up like telling the girl who was the girl that Sasha saved all those episodes ago, and he was just telling her, like, this is what happened, this is, you know, what was going on, this was the attack, and your mom sadly was like a casualty of that. And just like, even I was sitting there like, oh, okay, Falco's just, you know, just kind of like letting the info go, you know, and of course Gabby was like, what are you doing? But by the end, it kind of seemed to me like, I don't know, it's hard to say if the girl got through to her. I think at the very least, it was enough to just, like, make her stop for a second. I don't know if she's going to really, like, completely change her thought processes and beliefs on everything up to now. I don't think it's going to be, like, that quick of a thing if it does happen. But I think there's a very good chance that, like, you know, if you've come that far with that strong of a hate in your heart that keeps you going and motivates you, not only could she maybe not want to lose that part of herself, but at this point, like, you've straight up killed someone on the, you know, quote-unquote other side, you know, one of these quote-unquote devils who didn't really do anything to you first. So how do you live with that if you start to accept that, like, oh, dang, we really are just all people doing what we think is right or what we've been taught is right or whatever, to try and survive. So I'll be very curious to see where they go with Gabby. Ideally, I think I would like to see her come to terms a little bit more with a more realistic perspective of what's really going on both sides. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's been brought to me as, like, a theory that, like, it's possible that Reiner, Eren, like, everyone we've kind of come to know, are not going to make it out of this in a happy way, but that maybe Gabby and Falco will kind of take up the cause of trying to rebuild the world in a more functional way. But again, like, Gabby, just, this hate is strong with Gabby. I don't even know. Falco I could see. Gabby, We'll see. We'll see, you guys. So we just had all these like random Sasha references pop up. They were at the family farm and everything, and the girl who was saved. We got other cameos too. Just they're kind of just, you know, it's the final season, so they're bringing everything back around, which I think is really fun. So where we left off. And again, like nothing is unimportant in this show, because where we left off, that invitation to dinner a few episodes back from Nicolo to Sasha's family is going to come back into play. And I guess they're going to try to, you know, that's a Marleyan restaurant, so they're going to try to see if they can find a way back through that, you know, get some help from some Marleyans, I guess. So that's where we left off. And of course we got a lot of other stuff going on as well. We had some great scenes with, the Mikasa scene. Mikasa and the girl that she helped, the girl and her mom, they're just bringing everything back around. And a few of you have pointed out that flashback that Mikasa had that was painful, that's not the first time she's had like a painful flashback. And that perhaps that memory that used to kind of fill her with warmth and comfort of Eren saving her and Eren being there for her, now she is kind of recognizing the more violent side of Eren that did come out even back then, which is very painful emotionally, and apparently even just like there's a physical manifestation of it as well. So we got a lot going on, guys. I think it's fair to say we got a lot going on. So all right, guys, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. I'm so scared, but what do you say we go ahead and jump into it? Let's get into the next episode of Attack on Titan. Let's go. Oh, Finch! Oh, Armin, baby. No, nobody said that, honey. Nobody was saying anything about bad touch. Nobody. Oh, Armin, honey, you're so precious. She's like, even now, Annie. How, Annie? How are you still the most popular girl in the room, Annie? Does he have a crush on her now? That was something that was being debated. That because he has Bertholt's memories. Oh, boy. Well, this took an interesting turn. Eren's the hero? Scout recruits? Oh boy. What did you say to Eren? So they're trying not to tell people about the rumbling. We know he was kind of like, okay, can't waste any time. Kind of force their hand, which it did. So she lit the fire under him, and he lit the fire under them. She's very persuasive. Oh. Oh! Oh! Okay, okay. So he... But they didn't even discuss? That's crazy that he just, like, came up with that on his own. It's unsettling though. It's tough because they don't. Oh, Hanji. What is it, Hanji? She didn't tell anyone else. I can't imagine that was easy. Okay. Oh! Oh my! Yelena. So now they're kind of treating Eren as a... Okay. And yet the people see Eren as like this hero. Okay. Manipulated how though? Because we know Yelena apparently just didn't even say anything to him and he somehow came up with that plan. They gotta tread carefully here because people are gonna turn right on their government, aren't they? Yeah, let them help. He feels more comfortable with them. You know what? They gotta tread carefully because I feel like there's about to be like a lot of trouble between the people and the government. Yeah, what's really going on? What's another explanation? Oh boy. Oh, Mikasa, be careful, hon. Be careful. Yeah, no, because then they're gonna think that you're all in on it. What? Someone just came flying out. What? What? No. Oh my god. Did someone just kill the premier person? Oh no. That couldn't. Oh no! Wait, what's... Well, that's an interesting context in which to hear that phrase. So it wasn't the volunteers. So... Oh boy. Oh god. What is happening? That's guys, I think this is all part of some bigger plan, you guys. I think some things are starting to fall apart and there is definitely some history going down here. I think some people are taking some matters into their own hands, and there's like, oh my god, look at them, like they're waiting for their savior or something. All the Eren followers. Okay. Oh man. Oh no! There were all these people conspiring to break Eren out and to kill Zachary. Guys, Eren has like his own little cult now. I don't know. Oh no. Alright. Before we get to this, let me just say, an episode or two ago, I was like, yes, let's go talk to Eren. You know what? They can get through to him. Maybe that's still true, but Eren straight up has like a following now. Eren, I don't know what exactly is going on between him and Zeke. I don't know what Zeke has been. I don't know what their interactions have been. We haven't seen them interact very much. But something is going on, and it was clear from the beginning of the episode, and even a little bit last episode, that, like, there was growing distrust between the people and the government, the military, which I think is kind of interesting, considering for so long we had a situation where the ruling, you know, the king, the ruling party, was keeping people completely in the dark. And here comes, you know, in season 3, we had just the people being liberated and all this new information being out. Yeah, we're going to run a democracy. We're going to, you know, no more of this hiding stuff from people. It's all going to be, you know, very fair and out in the open. And I was like, yeah, all right. Yet here we are, kind of not nearly to the extent that the king was doing, because he was wiping people's memories. But now here we are with, like, they're kind of trying to be selective on what they're telling people. Like, we're not going to clue people in on the rumbling, and that's understandable. Yet here we are with, like, okay, well, we have built, like, kind of a democracy, and we want power in the hands of the people. We don't want a king anymore. We don't want to, but now here's the people kind of like, okay, we made our decision and we have decided no more Zachary. Oh my God. So Zachary's daddy's gone. They were putting a sheet over him. And he went flying through the air after that attack. Holy cow. And they're like, okay, we want Eren as our new leader. I wouldn't exactly say it was like an election or anything, but I think there are a great number of people who feel that Eren should be in power. And there are some people, apparently, I'm losing my earbud. There are some people apparently in the in the scouts and everything, and people who have banded together to be Eren's followers and to help him kind of get there. I never saw Eren as the type who wanted that, but I also know that Eren will pretty much do anything to make sure that his goals are met. We saw him say that a few episodes ago to Reiner. We know in the past he said, like, I don't really care if I die as long as stuff gets done. And so I think, like, he'll go with it if it's a means to an end, you know. But I never saw Eren as, like, power hungry either. All right, guys, let's go ahead and read this. New Eldian Empire. Oh, look, guys, the history is unfolding. A new name for Eldia used by those on Paradise who are sympathetic to Eren Yeager's actions. They have rallied around Eren and the name, causing disorder on the island, which is currently divided on whether to attack other nations or not. All right, guys, let's see where this is going, because I have a feeling it's like, in a way, it's almost like only history can tell if this is going to be a good thing. You know? This seems like not a good thing right now. It seems like a very new, scary thing. But we don't really know how it's going to turn out. We know it's a lot of upheaval. It's a lot of, like, revolt and violence. But, like, how many times have we read about that in history books? And it's like, oh, and this led to, so, like, everything kind of turned out how we have it now because of something like that. Not saying it's necessarily was great for the people going through it. All right, guys, what's gonna happen? I think Armin and Mikasa are starting to put together, like, oh, this is moving too fast for us to stop. But let's see. Let's go. The Jaegerists. That's their goal. So they're like revolutionaries. They're like revolting. Hanji. Yeah, you'd be leaving a lot of people in the lurch. Oh. Oh, what are you, whoa. What are you saying? Oh, well, that's not exactly what I was expecting. I mean, that's... Yeah. Oh. I see. Okay. Oh. I think that's going to be hard for a lot of people to... Yeah, see, there are a lot of people who are not on board. So it is like they are split. There's a faction following Eren and... Oh, no. It's growing pains, right? That's... Aww. Casa. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Mikasa's gonna give it to you straight. So it is important. It is important to her. I mean, that's true. We don't know what was Eren's idea. That's a good question, Mikasa. Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, obviously they're not with the Jaegerists, but... Yeah. Like, at least with this way, they have some supervision in this whole thing. What's on your mind, Hanji? Oh no, oh, yeah, like places where they could maybe poison people? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Hold on, who was that? Hey guys, Future Hime here to tell you, I don't know what happened there. I am so sorry that I completely just blanked on the fact that that was Peak. It was brought to my attention that it was Peak, and then I was like, you could clearly see that it's Peak. I don't know if I got confused by the hood, like I couldn't see her hair, or just, I don't know what it was. My brain just did not compute. I had a 404 not found error in my brain. So sorry about that. To anyone who was disappointed by the instead of like, oh my god, that's Peak. Please rest assured that as soon as I received the first comment saying that was Peak, I did freak out because of the implications of that. I'm sorry you couldn't see it on camera. But yes, so that means that little infiltration that we had Reiner and everyone discussing a few episode before this one is happening. Is happening now. Like they're already there. So infiltration number 2, you guys, is underway. It's already underway, and I am a little scared because I feel like this time it's much more personal. We know that Eldians who are raised in the Marley Nation already have just because of how they're raised to think about Eldians, they already have kind of a personal stake in this whole thing. But the whole situation with Zeke and everything, you know, Reiner having gone there and all the baggage he's got and everything about the whole situation, I do feel like this infiltration is probably a lot more personal for everyone. And after the attack, of course, and everything, on Marley. So yeah, guys, wow, just wow is all I have to say. Again, thank you so much in advance for your forgiveness, for just my complete, just like, blanking out on that. And you guys know, if you've been watching Attack on Titan with me for a while, like, faces aren't always my thing. I do confuse characters sometimes, but yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next with the implications of that. So thank you guys for understanding. Wow, guys. You just never know what you're gonna get from Attack on Titan, because you could get big old titans fighting, you could get heartbreak, you could get all of the above, you could get a political thriller, which is what we got in this one. So there's a large group of people who really are done with the way that the military has been handling things in Paradise, and they want Eren as their leader. They want some results, and they want some action, and they want Eren to be the one in charge of all of it. Zeke, I don't know what is going on between Eren and Zeke exactly, but I think it is looking, the theory that Zeke has had a great influence on Eren is looking more and more like a real possibility. I just wish we could see, and I'm sure they're holding off to like a later date for this, but I want to see like the actual conversations that led up to this. So basically, I think they were implying a little bit here that although Yelena didn't really give him any specific ideas, maybe Zeke did instead, or maybe she just put the idea in his head and he ran with it. I'm not sure. But what happened was they wanted Eren to take matters into his own hands, so that you know, they knew, and Eren knew, and this is exactly what happened, that everyone's not just going to leave Eren in there. They're going to come to his aid, so he basically forced their hands. Where like Yelena and Zeke and all them were coming from is, look, we don't have time to try and figure out the best way to do this. If Eren does something, the military will come back him up. And it worked. It worked. And apparently it worked even better than they thought it would. Yelena said it exceeded their expectations. I feel so bad for Mikasa and Armin, because you can tell they're thinking and making plans based on the Eren that they knew. And we had this conversation a few episodes back of like, but this is Eren we're talking about, but also would the Eren you knew have ever put you guys in danger or done this and this and that? And, well, but maybe he just trusts us. We don't really know. We got to talk to him. And there's this communication breakdown going on, because everyone's making these inferences about where Eren is at, and we don't really know. We don't know. They don't know. The only ones who know are really like Eren and Zeke, I think. If what they're saying is true, and Eren and Zeke are really collaborating quite heavily on this, which I think it's looking more and more like that. So they still got Zeke in that big forest prison, and Gabi and Falco escaped from there, and now Gabi and Falco are meeting with Niccolo at the restaurant, apparently, or they're going to be. But yeah, Armin and Mikasa are working with all this info that they have, that I think it's hard to accept this, but I don't think we're dealing with the same Eren. I'm not saying like he's so drastically a different person. I'm sure deep down what's motivating him now is what's been motivating him all along in one way or another. But clearly, I think this whole thing is moving too fast for them to try and stop it. And I don't think that, although maybe I'm wrong, maybe just talking to him would help. It's too bad they can't just, like, get a hold of him for a second and have a conversation. What would that conversation look like? I wonder if we'll get it. But yeah, Aaron straight up has like he has like a following, guys. He has Jaegerists, which kind of works because Zeke and Aaron are Jaegers, right? So either, you know, that just works. Maybe that's why they're not calling them Aaronists. That doesn't roll off the tongue very well either. Aaronist. Jaegerist is a little bit easier, I think, to use in a sentence. Yeah, please someone check on Historia, because we still don't know. Also, some people brought up to me that, I will point this out because it's something that I messed up. I got confused on the timeline of when they showed Historia pregnant. I wasn't sure if it was part of the flashback or not, but it was present day apparently, which makes sense because if they, if you wanted to make sure she wasn't going to have to be a big part of this, now that we're kind of closing in on the timeline, taking her out of the game for 9 months, is one way to do it. So yeah, so this time, so I feel like last time we got this very personal story of, you know, bigotry and prejudice and people's motivations. And this time we got like a political thriller. So what will we get next time? You just never know what you're going to get on this show. And this season in particular, I feel like has been crazy with just, I mean, they're really making a very complex story here and putting it all together. It kind of feels like at the last minute, yet it doesn't feel like we're, I don't know, maybe manga readers will disagree, but it doesn't feel like, oh, this is all just kind of happening too fast and it doesn't make sense. I'm definitely like following it. It just feels like, oh my God, like to think that like last season when I was watching all the stuff that was happening for season 3, I had no concept of like any of the stuff going on in Marley. I mean, not till like the very, very end did we even get anything about that. And now I feel like they've built this complex story out of it. Oh yeah, and Zachary. Was Zachary the one, is he the misunderstood artist that I'm thinking of? I think some of you will know what I'm getting at. Or was that somebody else? That was Zachary, wasn't it? Aww. But Pixie said dying in a revolution is what he would have wanted. He may not have felt that way as he was being expelled from the building. That's, wow, all right. So it's not like he was a huge character that we were like, oh my God, Zachary. Maybe you were. I'm sorry if he was your favorite character. I'm really sorry. But it feels like he's been with us for a while and now he's dead. That's kind of crazy. You could tell they're starting to like wrap things up, you know? All right, guys. I would love to, as always, get some of your feedback on the details of this. Also, there was a person at the end. I am so sorry. I'm probably blanking. That's probably somebody really, really obvious. And you guys know I have a hard time with faces sometimes. I've confused a lot of blonde characters on this show. That character was not blonde, but clue me in if it's something I should know. If I shouldn't know, just let me be confused. It won't be hard, I promise. All right, guys, great episode. Holy cow. So, all right, here we go with the revolution, which could be, I don't know. Like, see, that's the thing. I don't know if it's like a good thing or not. I feel like it's going to be very, 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 very violent, this plan. The revolution route feels very violent to me, as revolutions often are. Whether or not it's the best thing for future Eldians, I honestly have no clue. Like I was saying during the text break, it's very possible that, you know, I mean, wasn't the first episode called, like, To You 2,000 years from now? Maybe 2,000 years from now, people are going to be like, oh, this is the famous revolution with the hero Eren Yeager, and this is why everything is how it is today. Just in the present timeline, I just don't know if it's going to be a good thing or not. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Let's find out. Tune in next time. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching along with me today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.